Good blessed Friday morning, January the 8th, 2021. It's about 4:40 a.m. in the morning. I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world like I always greet, with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, nor my YouTube channel, or any social internet videos or speeches that I may make. I encourage you, deeply encourage you, with all the chaos that's going on in the world, especially in the United States. I encourage you to not only view my YouTube channel, which is Raymond, Raymond, Ivy. I encourage you to subscribe to it if you haven't. My YouTube channels is not like some people YouTube channels. It doesn't cost you any financial or material. It only costs you your undivided attention. But what I want to talk to you all about, to give you an update, Monday on the January the 4th, I took my dad to the VA medical center because he was having shortness of breath and he had stopped eating. He was transferred to a civilian hospital because the VA hospital in that particular area wasn't equipped to deal with his situation. But I just want to give y'all an update. I'm preparing that God may give him his wings. I talked to the lung doctor, which I didn't like his method of telling me what he thought or what he would do if it was his father. My dad's one of his lungs was full of fluid, and they had took some fluid out. I believe it was on the 5th, the very next day, the 5th of January 2021 here. And it was about 2 liters of fluid, and there's still some more in his lungs. Being 93 years old with dementia, a survivor of prostate cancer. They took the fluids to the lab, and this lung doctor called me a couple of nights ago, night before last it was, but I believe it would have been Wednesday, and told me who he was and said, well, I'm going to just tell you, your dad is 93 years old. He's confused. If it was my dad, I would just take him home on hospice. In other words, my dad is old. I don't want to fool with you. I didn't like that particular method. So I would contact the nurses on the day shift at 10 o'clock after they got through with their meds. And at night, I would contact them after 10 o'clock after they got through with their meds. But the bottom line, they told me they didn't, there's nothing in the record that the medical doctor is different than the lung doctor. Lung doctor is just a specialist dealing with lungs. And the medical doctor hadn't contacted me at that point. But the nurses, male and female, they told me that even though my dad's condition hadn't changed really for the better, but it hadn't gotten worse, and they were still giving him antibiotics, and they was waiting on the results from the lab, that the fluid that they took out. So they giving him antibiotics. And one nurse even told me she was there when he first came in on the 4th. Matter of fact, that was yesterday. She told me yesterday that she was there on the 4th when I brought him in. And she said, he's different than he was when you brought him in, because all he did was sleep. And now he don't want to sleep. And that was my dad. He stayed up late. But anyway, the medical doctor called me last night and we talked, and she told me, it's some options that they may have to put a tube in his chest to try to make that left lung, start functioning right. And she said the decision would be up to me, but she explained it different than the lung doctor. And I agreed with her. I wouldn't take him through that pain. That'll be a lot of pain to have in him when it's no guarantee the chances of it making his lung function back again right is slim to none. You see, I face the reality that God is in control. He allowed me to go up there 6 years ago. It would have been 7 October of this year that go get my dad. Now, me and her talk. She said they treating him for infection right now because some of the lab came back, but the other lab they trying to see if it's cancer. He fought prostate successfully, but we got to look at his age. So I'm preparing. If there's nothing else that they can do to bring him home, I'm not going to let him sit in a nursing home and suffer. I'm going to bring him home. And, it's going to be difficult. And I already told my 2 young daughters, live their life and I'll take care of this here. But I just want y'all to just keep praying, and some of the family, especially Ivy's on my daddy's side, one of the family members may call y'all and you may think I'm being mean, but if they live right down the street from my daddy, he been down here 6 years. Now, his brother's married to a female. Now, when his brother was able to get around, his brother would always come down the street to see my dad. That's how my dad, his brothers and sisters was. They was tightly knitted. But the 6 years that my dad been down here, my uncle's wife, not my uncle, but my uncle's wife came to visit my dad 6 times. The 6 years that my dad been down here, my uncle's wife ain't invited my dad, nor my 2 daughters, nor me to come to their house not one time. But yet, she called my phone yesterday. Her voice was on it. I didn't answer it. We heard Johnny was in the hospital. We put my uncle on the phone. If I'd have heard his voice, I'd have called back. But I know you ain't concerned about my daddy, because when my grandmother died in 1997, I was living in that house that you living in now. And the family got together and put me out. I was an outsider from Chicago, but put me out. But yet I was there with my grandmother until she died. You see what I'm saying? But that's no problem. God replaced me somewhere else with some of my grandmother's friends, put me in a house. But anyway, since my grandmother died, you ain't invited me or my 2 daughters. Before my dad came down, my daughters and them going on 15 and 16 years old. Not damn time as an auntie have you paid any concern to them with your family, your side of the family. You have your nieces and nephews, your sisters and brothers, kids over there, but you never invited my 2 daughters. But that showed me what you thought about us. But yet you have the audacity to call and want to know, come on, please. I kept it in my phone. Please call. What you saying please for? Cause he might be dying now? You ain't concerned about my daddy. And any family members don't like what I'm saying, don't listen to my damn YouTube or my speech. I live down here with these people. I live down here with that woman dude who been making my daughters for all their life feel like they ain't nothing. I told her that lady is the one. You see what I'm saying? Got the answer to God. She living in a place that our family, Ivy's, not her family, Ivy's, built that house and that property. I'm not going to even say it, but I'm just going to leave it at this, y'all. My daddy may not make it. So, when they sent him home like that, his sister lived for a long time. But I'm going to leave it alone. You know, God said it's okay to be angry, but don't sin in your anger. But I just want to let y'all know y'all haven't heard from me in a while. And those of y'all worried about Trump and them people that's climbing them walls, you know, they've been doing that since 1619, y'all. What we got to focus on now, when I say we, and if anybody think this prejudice, to stop watching my thing, black folks, we got to be more concerned about these blacks that's out here killing other blacks. You see what I'm saying? We know the people that climbed the wall, what they was about. If they had their way, we'll be dead and gone. It's early in the morning. I had to get out and get me a peace of mind, trying to prepare so if God allowed my dad to live to come home, I can make him as comfortable as possible. But I'll get back with y'all, and I don't look for no sympathy. I'm a very strong, educated, God-fearing man. You see what I'm saying? I was there for my daddy's mama. You follow what I'm saying? I'm there for my daddy, and I'm going to stay strong, y'all. Y'all stay strong, and God bless, and peace be still.